Hey guys, Thomas Cecily Jr. here, aka Mustached. I'm here to review The End, Fuori. As you can probably tell by the subtitle underneath, this is not a typical American film, it's because it's not, but I ended up finding it along the way. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to check out a movie that, that might not get much attention here because it wasn't made here. So let's get into it. So, this man, Claudio, is this typical businessman, and along the way to his work, he gets caught in traffic and ends up in this elevator with this woman. And he's trying to get to this meeting, I think. He bumps into a secretary, I believe it's probably his secretary, and then ends up in the elevator with this other woman, who he flirts on pretty hard, and I mean aggressively hard, and based off of the movements she made, she declared something along the lines of she's married, and he kept trying to make advances regardless, and then she attacked him and got out of the elevator. So after she leaves, he ends up calling this person, I believe it ends up being his mother, to check on if she's doing well or something along those lines. But the lights in the elevator suddenly turn off, so he calls the elevator button for help. And he makes this other call to this other individual, I believe, and he starts to just smoke in the elevator. He hears, some time passes by, and he hears some coughing. And he tries to call out again, since he's stuck in this elevator. By the way, this whole, 90% of the movie takes place in the elevator. And he hears another call. He gets another call and hears that some more coughing and yelling. So he decides to once again call the operator, or the service elevator person. I'm not sure what the exact title is. And he hears yelling coming over from the operator / helper in the elevator. So he's not really sure what's going on. He gets told though before then to call someone else, and he hears the person the phone screaming as well. So he's starting to get a little bit angsty, being in the elevator for however long it was. So he tries to open the elevator doors. And he managed to open the first slider, I guess I'll call it, all the way, but the second slider got caught on something. So he's unable to get out completely. So he tries to push through, but he's not able to fit. So the mother calls him, and she sounds a bit more worried. And he takes another smoke. And then, all of a sudden, he sees the woman that he was flirting with previously starting to run away. And she starts to get pulled. And we see our first instance of zombies attacking her. And there's 3 of them, and they bite her and stuff, and So the guy, one of the previous ones, calls him, and all he hears is a car blowing up, and now he's freaking out because of the clear zombie attack. But the operator calls him back, and the operator / elevator assistant also gets attacked as well. So he really truly believes he's now on his own. He tries to call for the police but gets no response. He calls his mother again, and this time the mother, it sounds like the mother got attacked by a zombie, but we are not sure of the circumstances of what happened. So he pulls off the handle in the elevator and starts to attack the zombies and kills one of them. He cleans himself and then pushes the body that he killed down away, so he could see what was happening out there still. He checks one of the bags left behind. Seems some graft stuff, and he tries to cover the blood. And he grabs the pipe, ready to get ready to just attack. And then he tries to call out for help out the hall. But we do see that the secretary, the one he met downstairs, is up there now and attacking the zombies with a golf club. She seems to have knocked the ones that were directly in front of the elevator at that point in time, but gets attacked by two more, and she gets taken out next. So he gets more and more panicked and tries to get more and more calls in, but the mother, again, is not responding at this point in time. And again, she's just... When the last time they called, she was more panicked. And after some more time passes, he starts to hear gunshots, and a man with a light appears. He appears to be some sort of cop. So the cop helps out Claudio clear out the immediate zombies, and as he tries to give Claudio some materials, he gets a radio and a gun as well, and then the cop goes out and two more zombies chase him down. He's like taunting them to come out. We see later on another woman, I'm not sure if she was like another secretary we saw previously or just some random woman, run into one of the rooms, I should say, but having the zombies get into that room just as she's trying to lock herself in. So Claudio decides to check out what's happening online. Surprisingly, he has online service in this area, and he starts to check out what's happening around the world. He checks out this particular video where this woman is recording and seeing that zombies are attacking this other vague area. I'm not sure where it was, but regardless, it's clearly to indicate that this whatever virus is spread. So he takes another smoke and hears a whistle above him, and a gunshot goes off twice. And he talks through the walkie for a really long time with the cop who's up there. So the power does come back on pretty briefly. He sees, that being Claudio, he sees the block that is preventing the second slider door from opening. But another zombie is trying to grab him at this point in time. And there's more of them coming in as well. And he guns them down with the new handgun he was handed. And then right immediately after, the policeman gets attacked. So, we see that the policeman eventually joins Claudio, and then after a bit wants to shoot himself because he had gotten bit. And more zombies are already there at the door. So he made his way in, he got bit, he jumped down, and then Claudio is just like talking to him some more about like the family situations and the relationships that they were in. And the policeman starts to suffer from the bite, and he offers the gun, I believe it was the handgun, back. He had it in his possession because he was about to shoot himself with the handgun. But nonetheless, the policeman has to suffer because Claudio doesn't want him to shoot himself. The cop, that being Claudio, at some point wanted to shoot himself as well, but didn't do it. The cop eventually turns into a zombie, and Claudio shoots him dead. More zombies come after hearing the gunshots, and he now has no more bullets. So, Claudio covers one of his wounds. It's not a bite wound, but it's a wound. And he picks up the shotgun and starts shooting down the zombies. He hits the back wall over and over again, and then he gets knocked out from hitting the wall and falls asleep. So some X amount of time passes before some machine gun bullets are heard, and he wakes up. And he gets a call a few times, but doesn't pick up for the first two. But he eventually picks up, and he sees that it's his mom, and then his phone temporarily dies or something. So he eventually grabs a pipe to hit the mechanism that has the second door locked, and he's trying to get it out. And he uses the body that's in the elevator, that being of the cop, to give him a little bit of a boost. And he manages to grab the thing and drag it down. So he grabs the gun and he actually does climb out of the elevator. And on his way out, he grabs this little watch that was left behind, and he walks on. He makes his way to the bottom floor, seeing all the bodies and even a zombie down towards the ground floor, but tries to shoot it and sees that he is also now out of shotgun bullets, so he stomps it down. He walks outside, and the camera pans out a bit to see that the entire area is filled with smoke and a bad situation all around. And another zombie almost grabs him, and then he takes it out. And as he's almost grabbed by the zombie is shot from a sniper, and we see this military group on the roofs, and we see Claudio call out for help, waving them down, and him going towards this military group that is up there. And then the title pops up, and that is the end of the end, question mark. I actually thought this was a pretty interesting movie, even though I did not understand the language, and I could tell that the actor really put a lot into his performance, that being from kind of going from a sleazeball that did the whole acts in the beginning of flirting with the person to worrying about his mom, and kind of just getting done with all this nonsense. He gets a pretty good array of emotion here. So I actually kind of enjoyed this sort of more solitaire, you're in one place with zombies, and then the I don't normally talk about the effects, but I can tell this is a more lower budget movie, and for that I gotta give it props. It did its best, provided that again it's on a small budget. So again, I gotta say I was actually thoroughly impressed, even not being able to understand it. So I'm actually gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10. I actually thought it was pretty damn enjoyable. And that is my review of the end, Le Fuori. And if you enjoyed this review, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out that link in the description. I'll head you over to my Patreon page, and any donations are greatly appreciated. Until next time, everyone, bye-bye.